Hey, what's up? Jonathan Belcher here. Just hanging out on like a patio at a Marriott hotel in New York. I'm not gonna tell you exactly which one. But actually, it really doesn't matter because by the time you realize which one, I'll probably be gone anyway. Moved on to the next spot. But in this video today, well, before I start talking about what I want to share with you, let's start with our daily affirmation. I am rich. I am financially free. I am financially prosperous. Money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am loved. I am rich. I am financially free. I am financially prosperous. Money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am loved. And it's kind of noisy over here because I'm right by this patio this patio is right by the highway. So I'm gonna move over. A little bit so you can hear me a little better. All right, cool. Okay. That's a little better. All right, cool. So what I want to talk to you about today is the power of the subconscious mind in relationship to the law of attraction. Because I do believe that mastering the law of attraction has a lot to do with how your subconscious mind is operating. You have two parts of your mind. It's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. When you're awake, your conscious mind is kind of taking over basically, but your subconscious mind is still important. It's still recording information, but it's kind of dormant when you're conscious, right? The subconscious mind is kind of dormant when you're conscious. And when you go to sleep, your subconscious mind kind of takes over and your conscious mind kind of goes dormant. And that's why you're sleeping. You don't really know what's going on around you. But you can still have dreams, you know what I'm saying? And this video is really for people who want to manifest the income you want. If you want to manifest the lifestyle that you want, if you want to manifest the spiritual enlightenment that you want, the personal development that you want, if you want to manifest being more valuable to the people around you and more loved, really and truly everything in life comes down to how you're thinking. It comes down to how you're thinking. I don't know about you, but I've heard the term before, right? Like the subconscious mind basically records information and it stores it deep in your mind, right? So a lot of people subconsciously have thoughts that are limiting thoughts. Most people have thoughts deep inside of their mind that's sabotaging them and keeping them from getting more results, keeping them from making more money. You know what I'm saying? And the way to change that is to tap into the subconscious mind, And the law of attraction, think of it, the law of attraction. Attraction means something that you want, something is coming to you, right? It's like something is coming to you and things are manifesting and things are coming your way. Law of attraction. But the key is you want the things that you want to come your way. You know what I'm saying? The key is you want the things that you want to come your way. And a lot of people have traditions from generations in the past that are passed down to them that subconsciously limits them. For example, one of the things that I've heard a lot growing up, for example, is something like money doesn't grow on trees. And when you hear that over and over again subconsciously, that starts to make you think that money is hard to get. Money doesn't grow on trees. So you start to think, all right, I have to really have to. Now, of course, you have to work hard to make a lot of money, of course, but money doesn't always have to be hard to get. You know what I mean? As long as you understand the ins and outs of your business, as long as you understand people, you have people skills, money really doesn't have to be hard to get. It's actually easy to get once you structure your talents, once you structure your gifts, and of course, once you're a part of the 300 to Freedom movement, you know what I'm saying? Like money is easy to get because, and another subconscious thought that could be detrimental is, the thought that going to school, getting a degree, and getting a job is the way to happiness. That's a subconscious programming thought that's not really true. So here you are, you having a society of people, most people going to Most people getting a degree and getting a job thinking that that's the way to happiness, and then most people aren't happy when they're in their adult life because they kind of been tricked or kind of been hoodwinked because of what they've been hearing as a young kid. So if you want to change your life, if you want to, create more income, if you want to create new empires, if you want to create new business opportunities, and if you want the ideas, if you want profitable ideas to flow from you, then you have to tap into transforming your subconscious mind. And I don't know if you've ever been on a highway before. Have you ever been on a highway before? Just driving. You're on the highway driving. Next thing you know, or you're just on a road driving. Next thing you know, you completely miss your exit and you didn't even realize it. And it's an exit that you always take. Or you're driving, and you run the red light, and thank God nothing happened to you. Or you run the stop sign. You didn't even realize the stop sign was there until like you really got into the next block. Then you realize, oh shit, I ran the red light. I just ran the stop sign. Well, that happened because your conscious mind was kind of somewhere else and your subconscious mind was taken over. That's why you were able to still drive, although you didn't consciously realize that you were passing your exit. You didn't consciously realize that you were running the stop sign. You didn't consciously realize that you were running the red light. But subconsciously, your body kept driving. You kept driving, even though your conscious mind was in la-la land sometimes. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but it's happened to me. And when that happens, it's your subconscious mind in control. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, the way to changing your life and really creating a better future is to really tap into the subconscious mind. So the way that the subconscious mind relates to law of attraction is that you can't attract what you want if you're not subconsciously thinking the right way. You say, John, what do you mean? Well, I remember years ago, right? I used to be depressed. I used to be real stressed out. And I realized that it started to affect my self-esteem. It started to affect the confidence that I've always had as a young kid because I was depressed. So it started to affect other areas of my life. And I realized that subconsciously, I was going into the deep end. I was going to a place that I didn't want to go to subconsciously. So I had to catch it. I had to catch it and reverse the subconscious programming that was leading me to a place I didn't want to be, right? So the ways that I was able to do that is through things like meditation. That's one thing. And not everybody has to meditate. Everybody, you could do yoga. Everybody has their own way of coping. You know what I mean? But meditation is one way. Another way is through reading a lot, right? Personal development books. I did a lot of reading, right? To get out of the rut that I was in. The next thing I did was I did a lot of studying. You know what I mean? I did a lot of studying and a lot of clarity. I did a lot of clarity work on who I was, where I'm headed, and what I want to accomplish, right? So I got really, really clear. And then next thing you know, it's like I started to become more calm. I started to become more peaceful. I started to become more powerful again. I started to take action in my business like how I was before. And I started to be consistent like I was before. But that's only because I subconsciously tapped into my mind on the deep side, right? Subconscious. So what are some things that can affect your subconscious mind? Your subconscious mind is kind of like a watchman at the gate, and I should say your conscious mind, right? I think your conscious mind is kind of like the watchman at the gate. And whatever you allow into your subconscious mind is programming you whether or not you believe it. Like everybody is under some type of programming, believe it or not. Whether or not you're religious, not religious, whether or not you work a 9-to-5 job, are in business, whether or not you are vegan or not vegan, whether or not everybody's under some type of subconscious programming. The key is to be under a subconscious programming that makes you powerful, that helps you to create the results that you want. That's the key. The key is to be under some type of subconscious program, and this is not some weird stuff. Like, I'm not talking about being brainwashed. I'm not talking about getting your mind changed for some evil deed or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you may be in a situation in your life right now where maybe your self-esteem has been low. Maybe you haven't been making the money you want to make at your job. Maybe you haven't quite taken action and made a decision to lock arms with the 300 to Freedom movement so that you can make money from home, right? Maybe you're just feeling like things should be a lot better for you right now. And maybe you've been looking at the last few years and you're saying like you haven't been experiencing the growth that you want. If you haven't been experiencing the growth that you want in life, whether that be financially, spiritually, personally, in your relationships? Well, the reason for that is subconscious. Something happened, something is in your subconscious mind that's keeping you and blocking you from attracting what you want to attract. From attracting what you want to attract. So I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. If I have the thought that I can only make money from a 9-to-5 job, if that's my subconscious programming. Let's say I grew up in a household or a family where everybody has a 9-to-5 job. They worship 9-to-5 jobs. That's all they know. That's all they respect. Well, subconsciously, that's going to program me to believe the same thing. Just because I was born into that family. Just because I was born into that family. Because that's what they're passing on. That's the idea that they're passing on. So subconsciously, from hearing the same talk in the household over and over again, that you can't be successful as an entrepreneur, you only can be successful as a 9-to-5 worker, you can only make money working for somebody else, subconsciously that's programming me to be closed off to business opportunity. That's programming me to be closed off to investment. That would be programming me to be closed off to believe that I can create something and make wealth out of it. You get what I'm trying to say? So what I'm trying to say is that the subconscious programming is a result of habits, patterns, and behaviors. Your subconscious mind, it's a result of your habits, the patterns in your life, and behaviors. For example, let's say cigarettes, for example. From the action, the habit of constantly smoking cigarettes, after a while, subconsciously and physically, your body is going to start to need cigarettes. It's going to start to depend on cigarettes. It's going to start to want and crave cigarettes because of the habit of smoking. But my question is, what if you started to take action on more powerful habits? What if your habits were habits that allowed you to attract the things you did want instead of the things you didn't want? Habits, your behaviors, your habits. What do you do a lot? What do you do consistently? What are you repeating? Because the repetition of something is what is creating the subconscious, the way you're subconsciously thinking. And the way you're subconsciously thinking is a lot of times, believe it or not, even more powerful than the way you're consciously thinking. You know what I mean? Like, even when I was going through what I was going through my situation, at that time, I was having a lot of nightmares. I was having a lot of dreams that wasn't giving me a good feeling when I woke up. I was waking up to nightmares, waking up from nightmares and bad dreams that didn't make me feel good. But when I started to work on my subconscious mind, when I started to take on new habits, when I started to believe something different about myself and other people, my dreams started to become more pleasant. You know what I'm saying? I started to attract people without doing a thing. People just coming to me and they're like, man, something about your energy, man, you're just so peaceful. You're just such a good guy. I could tell, man. I just feel calm around you. I feel good around you. People tell me I feel like everything's gonna be okay when I'm around you. And that's that's really how I feel on a real deep subconscious level about life. You get what I'm saying? And it wasn't always this way. It wasn't always this way. But it's so important, if you want to create the life that you want, to tap into the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is so powerful that even kids, let's say a kid, for example, you ever knew somebody who grew up as an adult or got older and is still afraid of the dark, for example? Well, maybe when they were a kid, maybe their family members or their cousins locked them in a dark room as a game and they used to freak out going crazy. You know, kids do stuff like this when they're young, trying to scare other kids and they think it's funny. But that can be a traumatic experience for a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like being locked in a room that's dark as a game could be a traumatic experience. And that traumatic experience is so traumatic, it literally gets imprinted into the subconscious mind, and it's kind of like there, although it's not there. So like 10 years later now, or like not even 15, 20 years later now, they're still afraid of the dark. And you're like, why the hell is this grown man or grown woman afraid of the dark? Well, they're afraid of the dark because of a traumatic experience that happened when they were young. It subconsciously put an imprint on their mind that made them feel like, yo, dark means I'm gonna die, or dark means that I'm gonna be eaten by a monster. You get what I'm saying? So people start to equate being in the dark with being unsafe, or being in the dark with being, chased or attacked. I can give you another example of what I mean. Let's say dogs, people who are afraid of dogs. Like me personally, I'm not afraid of dogs. I'm not afraid of dogs because I grew up around a lot of dogs growing up. I love dogs. You know, I've had all kinds of different dogs. So for me, that experience of being around dogs, playing with dogs and interacting with dogs, subconsciously, I'm okay with dogs. I'm not afraid of dogs. Afraid of dogs. Now, let's say somebody else. Let's take somebody else, for example, right? Let's say somebody who was attacked by a dog, you know, or somebody some years ago was chased by a dog, you know, or somebody used years ago a dog to attack them, whatever, right? Well, that traumatic experience in the past of being chased by a dog or attacked by a dog, whatever, that's gonna subconsciously imprint, that's gonna imprint subconsciously in that person's mind. And as they get older, they're still gonna be afraid of dogs until something happens that breaks the ice and breaks that subconscious programming. You get what I'm trying to say? So the subconscious programming is like a loop. It's like a loop that keeps people in a rut. It keeps people in the same spot over and over and over again, and then you're in that spot and you feel trapped and you're like, how the hell do I get out of this loop? How the hell do I get out of this cycle? You get out of the cycle by reprogramming the subconscious mind. And there are other ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's, for example, another way. The people you hang with. The people you hang with. Believe it or not, the people you are around most are subconsciously programming you. You say, how? Why? Why do you say that, John? Because their thoughts, their ideas, and stuff like that will most likely be similar to yours. So the more you hear their thoughts, the more you hear their ideas, the more you hear the talk that they give, whether their talk is negative or positive, since you're around them most of the time, it's gonna subconsciously affect you to believe whatever they're saying, unless you're a strong-minded person. You know what I mean? And I really believe, and I thank God more than anything, that today I've really become a strong-minded person, 100% secure with myself, 100% secure with where I'm headed, what I'm here to do, and what I'm here to do to help people. I'm 100% secure in that now. So now nobody can say anything to take me off course or discourage me or make me feel less than. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can say anything to make me feel that way. And like I said, if I can't say something nice to somebody, I'd rather not say nothing at all to them. You know what I mean? But this whole concept of, like, you know, the law of attraction, you know, it's not mysticism. It's kind of basic. It's like whatever you give out there is what you're gonna receive. But understand that another example of subconscious programming. I'm sorry, I just thought about this, and I kind of feel I know I'm jumping back and forth. But just follow me, because this is so important, very, very important. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notification so you can get notified whenever I do videos like this. Drop a comment below, letting me know how you feel about the subconscious mind, letting me know if maybe you've been in a rut you feel like and you're trying to break out of it, but this is probably and most likely the reason why you've been in that cycle or trapped. You know, so another example of subconscious programming is the news. The news. The news is one of the biggest forms of subconscious programming. One of the biggest forms. Because everything you watch on the news is about somebody dying. It's about some type of fear-based situation. Somebody's getting stabbed. Somebody's getting robbed. Somebody's getting raped. There's war here. There's war there. The pandemic, coronavirus, war. If you constantly feed your mind this negative bullshit over and over and over and over and over and over again, how confident do you think you're gonna be in your life? How faithful do you think you're gonna be in your life? How powerful do you really think you're gonna be in your life if you're following and you're living within the limitations of society and media and their fear-based programming? I don't know about you, but I don't want to hear things of fear all the time. I don't want to hear things of negativity all the time. I don't want to hear about, you know, disease and war and rape and murder all the time. I don't, because that stuff is subconsciously programming me to feel like, oh man, somebody's out to get me, man. You know what I mean? Like, it subconsciously programs people, and it doesn't allow you to move powerfully. And you're not realizing, as you go through life, you don't realize how every single time you tune into that stuff, it negatively affects things. You know what I mean? So when you know, people who you are seeing the people that you're seeing taking action, they're taking powerful action, they're successful, they're basically attracting the things they want in their life, is literally because subconsciously, number one, they believe they deserve it. Number two, subconsciously, their habits are habits that are in line with what they want. You know, number three, they're secure in their position and who they are and what they're here to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no reason to lie to you. I have no reason to tell you a fib. Everything that I've been telling you from day one about my story has been the truth. It's been the truth. It's been the truth. You know, whether or not people feel like, oh, he joined this company, he joined that network marketing company in the past. Look, if you don't like network marketing companies, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be for you. Not everything is for everybody. I understand that. But I'm no longer in a network marketing company. I'm no longer in a network marketing company, believe it or not. As much as people may think I am, now, yes, of course, I work with a lot of network marketing clients. I work with a lot of people who are in businesses like that because of what I've learned, because of my expertise. That's why I still work with many network marketers, because they want to learn how to get their business off the ground. So my expertise is all about that. That's how I learned. That's how I made my first 6 figures. That's how I broke through. That's how I quit my job. You know what I mean? That's how I did. That's how my biggest breakthrough in life came, was from learning the internet marketing game. So I share that stuff, what I learned from 7-figure earners, with other people who are network marketing who want to change their life. But that doesn't mean, you know, like people choose. Not everything is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everything is for everybody. But yeah, I just felt the need to get this off of my chest today. And I apologize if the sun looks a little weird on my face. I'm out here at this patio. I'm about to turn it around so you can see where I'm at. I'm actually off the highway, you know, right over here. You can see a little bit where I'm at, you know. So yeah, but that's that. Like, when it comes to transforming your life and changing your situation, you have to transform your mind first. You have to transform your mind and your heart first. You know, and the reason why a lot of the problems that are happening in society is because people's hearts and their minds aren't right. They're focused on the wrong things. Whatever you focus on, whatever you put energy into, you're gonna get back. That's how the law of attraction works. Whatever you focus on and put energy into, you're gonna get back. So I don't focus on and put energy into negative bullshit. I don't focus on and put energy into feelings and thoughts of lack, feelings and thoughts of limitation, feelings and thoughts of low self-esteem. I don't subscribe to that nonsense anymore. You know, it's a new day. You're a new person. You're capable. You're powerful. You can do whatever you dream of doing. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. You got to know that. So the subconscious mind, like right now, consciously right now, my conscious mind right now is basically in control, because I'm not sleeping anymore. But still, my subconscious mind has a lot of effect on what I do while I'm awake and conscious. Does that make sense? So whatever's feeding your subconscious mind is gonna have a big effect on what you do consciously. Does that make sense? Whatever you're feeding your subconscious mind is gonna have a big effect on what you do consciously. Whatever you're feeding your subconscious mind is gonna have a big effect on what you do consciously. One more time. Whatever you're feeding your subconscious mind is gonna have a big effect on what you do consciously. And that's one of the biggest secrets in life. You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest secrets in life. Successful people feel deserving, they feel empowered, they have high self-esteem. You know, and that doesn't mean they feel secure in every area of their life. You gotta understand something. But in business and as far as prosperity, they do. You know what I mean? They do. You know, but this has been something that's been on my chest for a while now, and I finally got to see. I got this crazy, it's like my face covering, because this crazy thing is going on, this crazy pandemic is going on, so you know you got to wear the face covering and everything. But I'm telling you right now, the 300 to Freedom movement will be one of the biggest movements you ever seen in your entire life, because we're going to invest into people, we're going to enrich people, we're going to uplift people, we're going to build people, and most importantly, we're going to leave an impact on people, so that people could be more powerful, so that people could be more confident, so that people could be more prosperous. You know, the 300 to Freedom movement is going to be one of the biggest movements you've ever seen in your life. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you that. And the more leaders that we create, the more people that we help become successful and financially free and free from the nonsense and the BS, we're going to document that. And we're going to tell people, show people how people's lives have changed. You know, because a lot of times I'll be writing statuses on Facebook, and people need help. People want help. People want to change their mind frame. People want to change their mindset. People know that they're under a mindset that it's keeping them in a rut. They know it, and they want to change it. You know what I'm saying? They know it. So that's that on that. It's your boy Jonathan Belcher. I'm tuning out now. I just got to get that off my chest. You know, my mom is doing good. She's doing good still. Everybody's doing good. I appreciate the messages coming in from everybody. You know, shout out to all Herbalife distributors that I'm working with, and those that I will continue to work with, and those that I'm gonna work with in the future. You know, shout out to them. Shout out to those of you who decided to, you know, partner up with me in the 300 to Freedom movement, make passive income. Content creators, musicians, singers, entertainers, artists out there, anybody out there who's trying to create content, or you have a voice that you know is powerful and you need people to hear your voice. Kudos to you. Kudos to you, man. Kudos to you, girl. Kudos. This is your boy Jonathan Belcher. Without any further ado, I'm gonna see you later. Peace.